4-H alumni. We are back in Champaign County today, meeting with some of our 4-H alumni. So welcome to this version of Illinois Clover Connection and our series of Clovers and Combines. And I found two amazing 4-H alumni here in Champaign County today, and so I'm going to give them a chance to introduce themselves, and we're going to talk about their 4-H experiences and how 4-H has impacted their life. So do you want to start with an introduction?
I'm Karen Hastings, used to be Lourash. I started in 4-H when I was 8 years old. I had cattle and pigs, and I also trained dogs. And my Springer Spaniel was a champion.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yep, we worked on it all the time. And I just, like, I'm a people person. I have to be with people. And I'm always, I get in trouble because I'm ornery.
Well.
But yeah, I just always.
And how many years were you in 4-H?
10.
10 years. All right. So good. Fantastic. And you are?
I'm Deanna Lourash.
Yes.
And that reminds me too. There wasn't a livestock 4-H club near where we live.
Sure.
And we knew we wanted our kids in a livestock club, so we started one.
Oh, that's
but
fantastic.
It ended up being a huge club.
And how many years were you a leader? Forever? Forever and
No,
ever?
it wasn't that long. Probably 10 years maybe.
Okay.
But it was fun years.
Yes.
It was just like, we got to do this.
That's right. And that's right. And you found a great experience for your kids to be involved in, which is fantastic. So thank you for doing that. We appreciate your giving back to the 4-H program.
We were always planning something. Yeah.
Just part of who your family was, right?
Yeah.
So lead you to your career path. I know you're recently retired, but are there things that you still used in your career path or that led you to your career path?
Well, I worked at Country Financial for 38 years until I retired almost a year ago.
Yeah.
So it was, you know, and I got to know a lot of the agents down here in Champaign County, and they're like, oh yeah, I remember you.
From 4-H. It's a small circle, isn't it, when you start to build those relationships?
That's true.
And
That's true.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, if you could give one piece of advice to a current 4-H member, what would it be?
Get involved with everything.
Okay.
Oh, you got to get in there and get dirty and, yeah.
Try new things, right?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. And you're glad you had that experience. Your dad.
Oh, I don't know where I would have ended up if I hadn't gone to 4-H and met my husband.
That's true. That's true. And here you are today helping out, and so I appreciate that. So.
Oh yeah.
Well, I used to come to the 4-H camp every year.
Yeah.
Every year, because I love to dance on Thursday nights, you know, before we left.
Exactly. Did you meet your husband there? No.
No.
Lots of things.
Met mine at work.
Met yours at work. Okay, okay. Well, very good. Well, I appreciate your time today, and good afternoon, everyone. We have another member of the Lourash family with us today, and so excited to be able to be combining with him today here at 4-H Memorial Camp out in Allerton. And so tell us a little bit about yourself and your 4-H experience.
Oh, let's see. I was a 4-H member ever since I was 8 years old, and my projects were swine and beef.
Okay, so livestock, that's what your mom took. She said that's how she met your dad, showing livestock. So very good. So what were some of your favorite memories that you had doing that?
It's just going to fairs, meeting new people.
Yeah.
And, you know, over the years, it's just a family thing, and we've got to, the families are still in 4-H.
Yes.
Still
Do you have
go to
children
fairs.
in 4-H? Okay.
I had 2 boys, and they showed cattle.
They showed cattle as well, so following the family footsteps, which is fantastic. That's what we love to see. And how do you feel 4-H may have impacted your career? Here you are farming today, and
it's just another stepping stone of being in 4-H. Grow up, you're going to materialize into something more.
That's right, absolutely. Well, you're taking on that family legacy and tradition as well, and that's something 4-H is known for, and so we appreciate that. Tell me a little bit about how did you always want to come back to the farm? Is that something that you wanted to do?
Yep, always did.
Always did. So that's just part of who your family has been part of. What advice would you give a 4-H member today?
It's just a good thing to get out of the house, do something productive and responsibilities. And I think these days there's just too many kids that just don't have enough responsibilities to make things more, keep them busy.
Sure,
There's just
absolutely.
too many kids sitting around home, and they need just more responsibilities.
Yep, I think that's good. And 4-H, what are some of those responsibilities that 4-H taught you?
Oh, leadership,
Okay.
how to meet people, and I don't know, it just grows everything. It just keeps growing.
Yep, that's right, that's right. And are there certain things that you did in 4-H that taught you leadership? Were you involved in your mom said she started your 4-H club so you guys could show livestock, and so I'm sure you were an officer in that club.
That was too long ago, I don't remember.
I don't remember. Oh gosh, well that's fantastic. So any favorite memory that you have? What's a favorite 4-H memory?
Oh, probably going to state fair.
Okay.
For the first time, being old enough to go to state fair.
Yeah, that was quite a treat, isn't it?
Right.
We're going to talk a little bit about a project that we've talked about before and shared with you that's happening out here in Allerton with the Savannah Institute. And Terry is actually farming that land right now. And so I'm going to have him talk a little bit about the project and the land and how it's affecting his farming.
Well, first, a couple of years ago, the farm manager said that he was approached about putting rows of trees out in the field, and when you talk to a farmer about putting rows out in the trees out in the field, you wonder, what are you talking about? So anyway, we learned more from Katie Adams, and she was very well educated us on what she was going to do, and what really worked was working together and making your equipment work for the spaces that the trees they wanted rows.
Sure.
And that's the main thing. You got to work together.
Yeah, that's amazing. And so, as you have planned farming this year, these trees were planted how long ago?
This spring they planted some, and then most of them was last year.
Okay. Okay. And so, how have you had to change in planning farming?
Nothing really. Just it actually all worked out very well. We haven't there's certain chemicals you could not use, like dicamba.
Oh, sure.
But we're kind of phasing out the dicamba.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're kind of going to the next.
Sure. And then what? Do you remember how many trees were planted?
Boy, I couldn't tell you. There's how many thousands she said she planted out here.
There's thousands. Yes, exactly. And it is really neat. You're seeing, and we'll show you some pictures, but we can see the trees are starting to sprout up. And so as we turn the camera around a little bit here, you can see that we're farming right now beans, and off to the side is where the trees are actually planted in between the rows, or the rows of trees are planted in between the beans here. So exciting project that's happening. We're really looking at how trees are helping the communities, and we're doing a tree growing project this year with 4-H, and so this is one of the great examples that are great partnerships that we've been able to do here with Illinois 4-H. So anything else you want to share with us about this experience?
Well, it's a learning experience. It's just wonder how they're going to, the years ago, how
different it will be.
How different it'll be when they get taller, the trees get taller.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for sharing this experience with us, because it's really something that is new to the farming industry. So thank you. Thank you so much for your time today, and we appreciate being able to jump into the tractor with you here in Piatt County. Again, we'll look forward to seeing you next time. So thank you all for joining us.